Hello Commanders, welcome to the command table. My name is Matt, and we've got our various strategies for taking on this season's Leshir. We'll dive right into that, but first, if you'd please be so kind as to like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. You can also check out the command table Discord, the link will be in the description. Everyone is welcome. It is open source, and we share what we come up with everybody. If you want to get a jump start on the raid, be sure to join our Discord, because we often post our strategies there right at the very beginning. So that's where I draw the content for this video from. So you can get a jump start there, so hop on in. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right in. We have lots of contributions. This was a video I did this last week. I responded to somebody who threw down the gauntlet, so that was kind of fun. So feel free to check that out in the ranked play playlist. Okay, but we have Aniviper. Very solid strategy here. Very good. It looks like he's got clone on the Stormcallers. He's using the Standard of the Ancient Defender, Ring of Unity, and Spear of Cataclysm. Only one elixir. So he's able to get by with just accuracy. He doesn't need the force resistance elixir. Using the drummer compensates for the stun for the most part. There's a little bit of delay, like you could see that the Stormcaller there was stunned for a fraction of a second. But the drummer will die very shortly. There it goes. But it's alive long enough to get the job done, and that's what matters. So there is Aniviper's strategy. There is a comment that Pataglu made regarding this strategy, that he did it with the Phylactery of Silent Whispers instead of the Ring of Unity, and that it worked better for him that way. So it may ultimately come down to whichever one you have at a higher level. So that's just a thought for you there if you want to try that out. You don't need to worry if you die. Of course, you did barely make it there. As long as you get the heart, you can even surrender the attempt after that and move on. I often wonder if my clan thinks that I'm just barely getting by, just because my damage is always so low, but that's always because I have so many profiles to do that as soon as I get the heart, I white flag it and move on to the next one. So you can do that. Just make sure you see that bolt come across the screen and hit the boss, and then you can white flag it and move on. Okay, Randu has a 2 elixir build. Oh, we've got some sound. Turn that down just a smidge. Sorry. This one he has clone on just about everything except for the spires. And I think he's got leech on everything as well. Yeah, you can see their health coming back. But he had a couple of Rainos, the Stormcaller, Barrier Monk, and the Crystal Spires there. Just shredded right through. The Spider's Nests were an interesting touch. That kind of held everything back and was just a nice placeholder to keep everything at bay until he was able to shred through it all. I like the use of the hammer. You don't get to see the Arcane Reconstruction Hammer very often. So thank you for sharing this, Randy. Really appreciate it. He has a second build. I actually had to record his recording because I couldn't download the video for whatever reason, so I'll share that with you in a second. But Randu also has his own channel. He does a lot of high-end ranked play stuff. So I'll put a link to his channel in the description. You can check him out. He's got some really fun things that he plays around with, so go check him out for sure. All right, let's move on to Randu's second build. Okay, so for this one, I just different recorder or something. I don't know what happened, but I had to do it differently. Okay, he's using Stompers. So rank 3 Stompers. He's got Phylactery and the Spear of Cataclysm again. 2 elixirs again, but this time he's using the immunity. I haven't hardly used immunity in months. So I've got a few of those built up. This might be a good alternative if you're looking to save on some gems. If you have certain elixirs available to you already, then that might affect your strategy. So second strategy from Randu, thank you very much. Hikaji, it's Gustavo. So here is an SR9 strategy. So star rating 9, no elixirs, and we're using Primal Warhorn, Skull of the Necrolord, and Devourer. So lots of Fire Knights, some Chaos Archers, and some Risen Warriors, and gets the job done. I didn't think to ask him what kind of power stones he had going on. I imagine that it's mostly protection, I would think, but it might have some ranged protection in there. Just so many units that you don't have to worry too much about the crows. And by the time everything dies, you've got your Devourer up, so it's able to hold the boss. So very nice strategy. I like it. I'm probably going to stick with the bomb train down at this star range. In the 9, 10, maybe even, yeah, I think even star rating 11, I'm using the bomb train. So again, no elixirs, and it works just fine. So in fact, since we're talking about that, let's go ahead and show that. This was shared by Proto. I guess I should have included him on the thank you note at the end, but I forgot about it. Because normally I just write down who's posted today. So, but Proto posted this build a couple of weeks ago, and as you can see, took the heart out just fine. My lowest profile with only level 50 units, taking on an SR12 boss, I was able to get a third of his life every shot with only level 50. So 3 keys per heart with only level 50 units. So my point being that you can get hearts on this boss. You don't need to spend elixirs. You may not get the chest you want if you're not looking to spend any gems, but you can use the bomb train with multiple keys, and you'll end up with maybe an A, B, or C chest with your free keys, but you'll get something. It's better than just giving it up on the raid. So don't give up. Go try it out. So let's see. We'll go ahead and show you what I did this morning. Not nearly as economical as some of the other guys, but very dependable. This one had some issues because I hadn't changed anything from the last time around. I just ran it. I didn't factor in the enhanced ranged. So what you'll see here in just a second, the reason I'm showing this one is because it'll show you all the power stones. But also you'll just notice I don't have anything in the front line here, whereas in the next build you'll see something on the front line. I drop, I think, one of the Chaos Archers and put some Shield Bearers up there. Okay, so watch this. I get tagged by the stuff in the stuff in the front just gets shredded because there's a couple of little blips there. I think it was from the Stormcallers, but it all got shredded, but I'm gonna be able to make it just fine. This last Lifestone I think gets tagged, and I'm able to pull it off just with what I have left. So it looks kind of ugly right now, but it's gonna pull through. There we go. See, there's the Spear of Cataclysm. Just hit that Lifestone. Oh, okay. There. Okay. Woo! That was lucky. So you want to make sure your Soul Pylon stays alive, and that's why it's so crucial to place your Assassins to where they take out the Stormcallers first, and then the Soul Pylon. You can take your Assassins off the field and then put them back on again to get the formation that you want. I try, with the 3 Assassins that are in the group, I try to have 2 in the back and 1 in the front. And that makes it to where you've got 2 Assassins on the Stormcaller and 1 that gets working on the Soul Pylon. Because you want that Soul Pylon to go down very quickly, but the Stormcaller takes priority. The reason I say that is because the Stormcaller will kill your stuff. Like, it will shred through and hit multiple targets, and it's more likely to kill your towers and your Soul Pylon. So if you focus on taking that Stormcaller down first, even if the Soul Pylon gets an orb off, it's going to have a higher chance of hitting one of those archers because you have a lot of bodies on the field rather than hitting your Soul Pylon. You could have a terribly unlucky shot, but I just feel it's safer to focus on the Stormcaller. Okay, sorry, enough ramble. Let's, okay, so this is RabbleSupreme's setup, very close to it, and this is what we've changed. We've put those Shield Bearers right up front, and I've got the double ranged reduction power stone. I forget what it's called, but it's the one that reduces ranged damage. Now you'll notice that I lost a bunch of my stuff in the back, and the reason for that, I had those Shield Bearers too far forward. Even if just moving them back a smidge, that buys the Assassins that extra fraction of a second to kill the Stormcallers. You can even move all of this back even just a bit, and that'll save you some trouble. That buys your Assassins just that little bit more time, and you're going to be just fine getting it all done. There's plenty of crows that come over here to feed it. So make sure that you're far enough back from that front line. So, public service announcement for everybody. if you run out of elixirs, and even if you buy them, that doesn't mean that the elixir has been equipped. So you'll notice I've only got the one elixir here, and I forgot to put on my force resistance. So this attempt fails because everything's getting thrown all over the place. I don't have stompers, I don't have battle drummer, I don't have any of that, and it gets overwhelmed very quickly. So just make sure that if you run out of elixirs, to buy them, but also if you buy them, to re-equip them before you spin again. Okay, let's go ahead and skip through the rest of that. It's a fail. All right, so I was able to do this on my second profile just fine. Again, you'll notice I've moved this back a little bit. I moved the shield bearers further in between, and I've backed up all this stuff. I make sure that these shield bearers in the front are just barely ahead of the crystal spires, so that any hammer throwers that come up will focus on the shield bearers first. So you want to make sure just at least that front line of bodies from the shield bearers is just ahead of those crystal spires. But yeah, shield bearers serve their purpose. They get stomped, but they've already done their job. They've soaked all the damage from any of the hammer throwers, and now it's just a matter of grinding through. This one, I think I didn't get the kill just because my soul pylon got shredded, and that's why the note on this video is to make sure you go after those stormcallers first. So place the 2 assassins on that and the 1 assassin in the group. Have that go forward to the soul pylon. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is an SR13 profile. This is the one with the lowest units that I have that's fighting SR13, but this is just to show you what the unit levels are that can get the job done, at least. Again, if you're on SR13, you can even do the bomb train. You don't have to spend elixirs on this at all. If you've got a bunch of keys kicking around too, because they're handing out those premium keys like candy, you can, if you've got 20-30 keys just sitting there, save your elixirs, throw up the bomb train, and it may take you 2, 3, 4 keys per heart, but if you've got the keys, why not? It'll save you the elixirs, go for it. So anyway, there's SR13 with some low-level units, and I think that covers everything because we've already covered these other ones. Yeah, we did the bomb train already. But yeah, there's the bomb train for you again. Sometimes one of the bombs will get clipped by a crow, but usually, as you'll see, the crows would only get to it by the time it's within range, and it'll usually get that glancing blow on the boss and do the damage on it. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. And special thanks to everybody who contributed. We had RabbleSupreme, Hikaji, Aniviper, Randu, Pataglu, and Schellious. There's a few other people that commented on things with some suggestions, so thank you to everybody else, and thanks to everybody who will continue posting. Appreciate it a lot. Best thing you can do to support the channel is subscribe. Please do that. We are aiming for 1,000 subscribers. Full disclosure, once we get there, we can apply to be monetized. I tell that to you because that's the best thing you can do to help me right now. The moment we get some cash flow from this channel, we'll be able to throw in some bells and whistles, make things a little more fancy, and even do things like a website and other things. So please support the channel by subscribing, and we will have more content for you in the near future. One last little note. There is room in several of our clans. So feel free to hop on the TCT Discord, see what's available, and you can join up with us. Appreciate it. Have more content for you soon.